What is up YouTube? Today I have a tiny Sina Wonderlands build video for you guys, and in this video we will be looking at the best build to grind chaos level or chaos trial in the game. What do I mean by that? As you can see here, I'm not using any chaotic, volatile, primordial or ascended gear at all. This is all base gear without any chaotic level. And despite the fact that we aren't using chaotic gears, this build still performs really well at chaos 100. So it is a guarantee that you will have a great time grinding chaos level with this, and it get rid of the burden of having to re-gear every single time you level up your chaos level, which is pretty annoying for some of you guys. I know that because personally I also find it quite annoying. So what is this build? This is the Rothy. It was made by Ancient Rune and Stone Swan if I'm not mistaken. This is a dot build. There are many versions of this, but I'm choosing the gun version, where our main sort of dot would be gun. This build also uses a very strong introduction, which is the Barbarot and Spirit Swarm, and I will explain that further into the video. But for the build breakdown, so remember to like, share, sub to the channel if you haven't done that already. Comment down below on what you think. Join Discord server for the safe fight as always, and let's get it. To the gear breakdown, you would want to use gun that has strong stated damage and also can shoot a lot. I'm using the live wire and the wire rider. Something very special is that when you use a sticky gun in their sticky mode, the dot actually get gradually bigger the more sticky you apply to an enemy. So that's why I'm using a torque launcher with a sticky mode. I'm also using various sword explosion with one projectile. You don't want to use the 3 projectile because their DPS isn't comparable to the 1 projectile version. This will apply a lot of strong stickies and that will proc a lot of dot, so very strong. Other than that, I'm also using the Twisted Delusion, very strong if you are using blinding or frost weapon. Okay, so before I explain to you guys why I am using a video pistol gun with wings, I want you guys to know about the interaction that makes this build really broken. So that interaction has to do with the Barbarot and the Spirit Swarm. And if you don't know what Spirit Swarm are, basically whenever you apply a stated damage, it would spawn an orb around the enemy dealing a percentage of that damage. So this is basically a double dipping skill for stated damage. Now, what's special about Spirit Swarm is that if there are a higher damage sort of stated effect, it will spawn a new orb around it. We can abuse this interaction by using the Barbarot. The Barbarot says that attack have 50% chance to like ricochet it damage to another enemy, and this ricochet also double dip your damage. And Spirit Swarm can proc Barbarot. So if you can put one on one together, the Spirit Swarm will proc Barbarot and send out a bolt to another enemy, and that bolt will also cost a dot, and this dot is guaranteed to be bigger damage than the previous dot because Barbarot is a double dipping skill. And because we are having a bigger dot, a new Spirit Swarm will spawn with higher damage than the previous one. This process can loop together and you end up with infinite dip and infinite damage. Also, because Barbarot only proc from stuff that spawns crossbow, that's why we are using the Fear pistol that summon gun with wings. And it is very important that you get the part with the crossbow because that is the only way the Barbarot can proc and activate the interaction. You would want to match the element of the video pistol with the dot that you are trying to apply. So, for example, because I'm using a live wire, I'm proccing a shock dot. So I should be using a shock video once. And I also have a poison or a cryo one here. It depends. For the melee weapon, it isn't really the main point of this build. I'm using a shock one, but you can also use a poisonous one if you want because it can proc both down. The heal mod you would want on your Melee weapon is aim or echo or both, because I'm using the twin soul, but any melee weapon can work well in this build. Now what aim do is basically gives you aim damage, and this aim damage can contribute largely to your dot formulas, so it is very nice. What echo does is it deals a percentage of damage that you deal for the last 10 seconds, which is really nice because we are also doing a lot of damage in this build obviously, and this can be a great way to finish enemy off. For the shield, I'm using a purple with triple aim because of aim damage contribute greatly to the dot formulas. I already talked about that, so this is great. The 2M is also great. I say edited this one because it is funny. We can also use the body rune because it provides us with generally great survivability, and the extra fire damage can be nice too. We aren't using the curse squid in this build because we prefer the survivability, and it wouldn't provide that much damage since we are already doing infinite damage. For the rings, we are using the diamond blight because it provides extra stated effect damage and some nice chance and duration, but it doesn't really matter. Just get anyone, you don't have to have matching element, but if you do, it is really great. For the armor, we are using the miasmic mail because this gives us passively 30% stated effect damage, which is nice, and it also provides some stated effect chance which can be useful. Obviously you would want as much point into contagion as possible, and you would want a stable measure power 1 because that would boost our crit chance, but the black color one is also okay because that boosts our spirit swarm damage. Generally you wouldn't want anything else other than stable measure black color, to be honest. Other than that, I doesn't have it here, but you can also use a selective amnesia for loss of global damage if you can afford the survivability, that is. For the amulet, obviously we are using the bubble load in order to utilize the interaction that I have talked about before. As a bubble load, you should only be using the thrush if you are using the interaction, because it gives us a lot of action skill cooldown, which is nice. Try to get as much stated effect damage on the passive as possible. Find a matching element and find a black color power once, and it would buff the spirit swarm damage. For the spell, we are using a tiebreaker in order to apply soak to our lightning and frost weapons damage. Other than that, we can also use a arcane bolt in order to proc our on spell cast enchantment. Talking about enchantment, some of the enchantment you would want on this build is anything that is beneficial, like action skill active, gain elemental damage. This is really nice because it doesn't change with chaos level, so you will get the maximum value out of this even when you are only at chaos 1. So this is nice. To the skill tree breakdown, we are using black color and stable measure with from the shadow as our action skill of choice. We start with virulence in order to get more stated effect chance and duration, which is really nice. I have 1 point in guide in the shell in order to proc poison damage, which will also proc the bog down, that will give a soak, which can be useful. Hex Maxima is for more fire rate. I'm putting 5 points in active because this is not right according to the build up version, but because I'm building a non-chaotic version of this build, it is really nice considering that we get as much elemental damage from our amulet as suppose if we were to use the ascended gear. Flawless Edge is for more global damage that scale with our what capacity. Arm Up is for survivability and to get our what full at all time. Bog Down is for soak. Toxicity, which can be proc by guy in the shell, I forgot to mention that. If for more crit damage and action skill cooldown rate. Spirit Swarm is very strong. It is stated effect deposit, and it play a big part in the interaction that makes this build broken. Move on to the stable measure skill tree. We have haste, which give us a lot of movement speed, potent poison for more stated effect damage and duration. I don't take Arsenal because this skill is very bad. I see a lot of people taking this, which is just wrong in my opinion, because like this gives a diverse range of damage, but it just doesn't give enough for this to be meta. So I just invest point in other place where it would be more effective. Exploit their weakness in a unique mode and scale really well with our stated effect because of contagion. Swift that is for global damage, elusive if so that we can sprint and shoot, which is really nice utilities. Contagion is another stated effect, double dip. This is really nice because it can help us in our mobbing situation where it spread out the stated effect everywhere, and in boxing situation it can be another way to double dip our damage to the hero power. We are maxing our wisdom for max stated damage, and we are also maxing our constitution for survivability. The rest of the point can go into attunement for more skill cooldown. Okay, so if you have followed through all my instructions that I have given in this video, you should be able to grind through 100 chaos level pretty comfortably and doesn't have to worry about upgrading your gear after each chaos level, which is really nice. One downside of this build though is that in some boss fights where there are not many other smaller mob around, this build can be hard to pull off. The Barbaros Spirit Swarm interaction, can be mindful of that, and that is it. That is a build. Hope you enjoy it. If you do, remember to like, share, comment down below on what you think about the build. Join the Discord servers for the save, and see you guys next time.